Hello there. Test 1 2. 1 2 test. Yes, my microphone is working. The chat is working. I assume everything is working. Yeah. Now, let's just see. We have at least 2 viewers. I don't know if we have more or not. Yes, I didn't start music. I normally start music when I present my game. So yeah. Let's just talk about the game for today. The soundtrack. We are not gonna do a let's play. Let's go back to our good old devlog. Development on Eksauria. So, the indie game that I'm presenting today is Seasons After Fall. I thought about presenting Greece, but I believe I have presented the OST for Greece before. Probably not. I don't remember. I still have to play that game, so yep. Not gonna happen. But what's going to be presented today is Seasons After Fall. So this is a very indie game. It was released in 2016. Very low reviews actually. On Steam there is very few reviews, but most of them are positive. For some reason, my Steam is in Portuguese, which is my native language. Let's just change that to English, please. There you go. Better. So you all can understand. Well, at least the ones who doesn't know how to read Portuguese. So a more yeah. Portuguese is a nice language though. Not most speak, but one of the top speaking language in the world. Let's just say the poor world, because yeah. So, very small game, Seasons After Fall. If you like to play, let's say, a very small game, like 4 hours, you can beat this game, no problems. It's a very I'm not gonna say short because it's more or less what I like to play. I like to play short games because I don't have time to invest in games in general, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a game you can pass this afternoon if you are interested. 4 hours, more or so. I believe 4 hours you can beat it in 100% if you put your mind to, which is nice. It's a 2D platformer. You play as this little fox, this cute character, and the art it's quite nice, as you can see in the screenshots. The art it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna say more. You have to see it for your own eyes. But let's just listen to the beautiful sounds of this game. Yes, it looks a lot like Ori. It's probably one reference they use for this game. Yeah, a very chill soundtrack. Will you believe that I own Hori and I haven't played it yet? Yeah, I'm sad too. But now, a very chill soundtrack. Yep. The volume is good, by the way. I don't know if it's too loud or too mute. So it's the sound good or not? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sound is good. Okay. Stream it? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Because I have a lot of work to do on Eksauria. Don't know if I'm going to have time to play Let's Plays, but we shall see. We shall see. So, with that done, let's just focus on our development, shall we? Do punch your voice up just a tad. Well, my voice is maxed out. I can't increase the volume even more. It's literally in max settings. In the red, actually. I can put the mic closer to my mouth, so it has improved the volume. Yeah, my voice can't be any higher. It's maxed out voice. Well, what I can do actually is to put the music sound down, and you all can increase your volumes. Yay! Because I can't make my mic go louder. So yeah. And I don't want to be screaming all over the place. I'm not an annoying YouTuber. Yeah. Keep the song way it was? Okay. If you want that, there you go. Keep the music loud, yeah. It's a chill music. I like this soundtrack. It's very chill. Very nice to work. Okay. With that done, let's go back to our development. And so for today, we are going to implement a new feature. Yes, we are. So what we are going to implement, it's something very nice in the combat. Wait a second. Why? Alright. Are you saying the imp moves? Those imp moves are very, very special. Okay. I probably know what's happened. We'll need to do a reverse commit on them. They have some specific problems, let's just say. But for now, let's just ignore them, because why not? Let's just attack some of them. Okay, the combat controller is working, whatnot. So, what we want to do for today is when an enemy attacks Scarlet, right? I want Scarlet to have a chance to evade the attack. So yeah, we are going to implement a new skill point, and that skill point will make Scarlet receive miss instead of damage, which is going to be cool, right? Maybe. I don't know. Let's just try to do it. Yes, those imps like to do a moonwalk. Hehe. Yeah. So, the first thing that we are going to do is to implement that specific skill. So, in the script, we have the AI controller, combat controller, player controller, all the controllers. We are also gonna need the game manager, probably. Yes, we are going to need this thing. More JSON data, probably. UI, don't care. Doesn't need that. Okay. So, the first thing that I need to do is adding the skill. Let's just speak the process that we are going to take to implement this new skill. So, the first thing that we need to have is a skill point specific for evade attacks on Scarlet. We can call it evasion or evasiveness or whatever we want to call it. Then we need to specify the rule to do a percentage of damage to apply to our character, Scarlet. We are going to calculate that, and it will probably in percentage, so it's a random element, of course. And that random element will be set to the speed of our enemies. So let's just say if our enemies have a 20 speed, but Scarlet has 5 points applied to the evasiveness, then we can divide those 20 for the 5 evasive points that Scarlet has and get the percentage, the chance that Scarlet has to evade that attack. So let's just start to implement that, and to implement a new skill point. The new skill point, now I need to remember how this full thing works. So we have Scarlet, bag, everything, game stats item, all the things. We have all the things, and yes, in the game manager we have all these skills, right? Vitality, endurance, strength, speed. Now we are going to add another one, and I'm going to call it strength, speed, endurance, evasiveness. There you go. You can have one. Doesn't matter the value that I set up in here, because the thing that's going to be in here will be the values that we have inside our JSON files. Evasion. Okay, evasion. Can be evasion. Evasion points. I'm just gonna copy this because it's literally a copy pasta thing to do. Just checking if there's problems. Probably not. Yeah. I believe it's all good. So let's go to the Json files. So Json files are in the desktop. Thankfully I have this folder opened in another screen. Now what I need to do is to find this project. There you go. Data JSON. And of course I need to open an editor. There you go. Don't need that. So we have enemy data, game data, and let's focus on game data because we have the Scarlet default, right? Let's just apply that skill point in here. We have level, XP, speed, max XP, blah blah blah. Let's just apply it after the strength. So now we have evasion, default 0, right? This game data, don't need more than that. Save game data default. Item data, don't care. What I care about is the save data. So the save data has two sections, which is the bag and the Scarlet stats. And in Scarlet stats, somewhere around in here, so Scarlet, those are the Scarlet stats. First we start with the Eksauria itself, so the Eksauria has its own stats. Durability is in, let's just ignore that. It's a feature that I need to end somewhere in the future when we have vendors, so stay tuned for that. But right now we want this new skill. So elements, I don't care because this is stats for the Eksauria. I want not this one. Yes, now the Eksauria is ended. And now we have the skills for the Scarlet. So you have XP, which is an extra. We have level 5, speed 3, strength 0, vitality 0. Let's just add after vitality, why not? So copy paste has done something that I probably don't want to do. Let's just delete. Yes. Why this JSON structure isn't organized? Remember that my save data saves as a string file, so it's an entire string. That's why this JSON format is in a single line. Either way, the value is set, evasion to 1. I'm going to give it a 5 by default, or even a 10. I'm going to give, wait a sec, I'm going to give half of the imp speed. So imp speed 50. Never mind, let's give 25 skill points. So 25. There you go. We have evasion in 25. 25 evasion. Let's just save. Of course these values are in the save data. I'm going to edit them in the future, because when you start the game should be in the Scarlet defaults, so everything in 0. The speed by default is 100, including max HP, max ASP, so on and so forth. So ignore these values because those values are for testing purpose. So have that in mind. So let's just close this because we are not editing anymore the JSON file. We have the values that we need. We need to save the game manager. Now the game manager has access to the evasion. And now let's just see how I handle this in the player controller. So in the player controller, I have a lot of things in here, right? Yeah. Now there's the question, how am I going to read that? Yeah. How am I going to read that? I have the evasion. The evasion applies on damage, right? We have in the player controller the take damage. Where is it? There you go, take damage. And in take damage we have that thing that shows the damage in the screen. I'm going to put an if in here to check if the damage is 0, then it shows miss instead of the HP thing. We are going to do that in the future. So this take damage, it's probably... So where is it? There you go, damage. This is the one that applies the take damage and the parry thing, and so on and so forth. Now, this damage is called on the... We have the element modifier, the damage, the parry counter, whatever. What we want to do is to go to the combat controller, right? In the combat controller, I want to go into a specific place, which is when the enemies attack our character. Now, I haven't commented this section yet, so it's going to be a pain to find that. Oh well. Let's just analyze what we have in here. So delete enemy at the end of animation, and we don't want that. Where is it? This is the when we choose the thing, there's the that. You know the thing, don't you? You know what the thing is? Of course you do. No, joking. This is the actions that we perform when we select an action for our character. So yeah. Enemy selector, not that. It's probably in the beginning. No. It's in the beginning. So, physics process. Let's just go line to line. We have the enemy detections, camera position to do that special zoom. And when we do the zoom, now we see if we are in combat and we have HP, then we read our character's input, select an action, then we see if our character is not in haste, which means the enemies can attack, and it's not our character's turn, so the enemies can attack, and we have enemies. So, if we have enemies, we are going to see enemy size or enemy turn equals to 5, because you only want 5 enemies at a time. So yeah. Json is rating us with 29 viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you. You got raided. Yeah, thank you very much and welcome. Welcome to our humble stream of Eksauria development. Hello, Slacks. Welcome. Godot raid. Yes, we are developing in Godot. Yes, we are. So, to do a quick presentation of our game, before we continue with this development, as I haven't had anything that broke the game, hopefully. I hope that, so let's minimize and go back to the play area. So, Eksauria. What is Eksauria? Eksauria is a 2D retro game in quotes. So it's a pixel art retro inspired RPG wannabe game. And it's turn-based with a real-time parry feature. So it's our unique thing for our game. So it starts with a character. This character can enter in combat. Ignore that moonwalk enemies. That is quite a fun thing to see. It's a turn-based combat system. We can choose multiple enemies at the same time. So right now we only have a combat with 2 enemies. We can attack them. We can parry, which is the real-time feature. We have stats effects, so the below enemy is now stun. We have health potions. We have drain for magic, because yes, you have magic things. Those magic things, it's an element that can be strength or weakness. So we have a fire, ice. We have fire, ice, thunder, and earth elements, which is pretty cool. It's a devilish feature. Yes, they are. So let's just say fire is strong against earth. Earth is strong against lightning. Lightning is strong against ice. And ice is strong against fire. So it depends on the element that we have in your Eksauria, because the swords are called Eksauria. And you can equip, not right now, but in the future, yes, always in the future, you can equip the right element to combat different element styles, to have a very fine combat system. So, Json, thank you very much for the follow, thank you very much for the rated, you are appreciated. We can join us on our Discord to see future development of our Eksauria. We usually stream every Saturday at 6 PM GMT +1, so Lisbon and London time. Thank you for joining us. So let's just continue our development, shall we? Now that you know a little bit of our development, let's just quickly defeat these enemies. So we have drain mana. Let's just skip a turn to gain some stamina. There you go. Parry them so they are stunned. Do some heavy attack. There you go. An enemy has fallen. Let's just say an enemy has fainted. To those references to Pokemon. So let's just perform some quick attacks. Another quick attack. Another quick attack. Because yes, Scarlet also gets damage. Drink potions. Do parries. This is the loot system, a work in progress. So have that in mind. But we already have loot system. This loot system also works in save data. So yeah, puzzles, elements, with just a work in progress lighting system, different enemies. We have also other enemies around here. So yeah, welcome to Eksauria. So let's just close the game, because we haven't implemented the feature that we were working on, which is the miss feature. So, keeping up with our development, we were seeing the system that we make the enemies attack the player, which is the enemy's turn. So in here we see basically that we are in the end of the turn of our character. Then the character gains haste. Enemy turn 0, action index 1, okay, so on and so forth. This is the player's turn. We don't want that. We want the enemy's turn. So, in the enemy's turn, which is right somewhere in here, so we have checking if the enemies is in this turn, the enemies can't move, the enemies are in combat, so on and so forth. The enemies has HP. If the enemy doesn't have a stun effect, then it will attack the player. So we have found what we want to do. Yes, we have done. So, in the damage, we have get parent damage. This is where we are applying the damage to our character, to Scarlet. And when we apply damage to Scarlet, we have the attack. So we run the animation of the enemy to attack. This is probably to check also, so we can go to the AI controller and the attack function. So somewhere in here, attack function. Where are you? There you go. So we get the attack, the animation, also the values. So quick damage, heavy damage. So we also get the value, the damage that we should apply to our character. Now, this needs to have a rework somehow, because I actually want not only get the damage value, actually not, it doesn't matter the damage value. What matters is the velocity, the speed value of the enemy, and compare it to the evasion skill points that we have in our character. So going to our Json files, we can see that I have given to our character 25 skill points in evasion. The imp, we are going to test that on imp, so the enemy that has a speed value of 50, so we have a 50-50 chance to miss the imp attack, which is great. Hello there, Mitzli Mikchen. I hope I have pronounced your username correctly. So, hello there. So, how am I going to do this? So in here I have access to the enemy type, or at least the enemy that I'm checking. So JSON, I have the enemy data, enemies, enemy turn, enemy name. Alright. I should probably make a function specific to this. Screw it. I can optimize the code later. So let's just make an if statement, right? This if statement will check and calculate randomly if our enemy has missed the attack or not, right? So our if will check first our parents' evasive points. We'll check the enemy's speed. It will do a random value. Okay, we need a specific function for that. Yeah. So let's just create a new function. So it can be right in here, why not? So function, so func attack player. So in this function we want to apply the damage on our character, so we can actually copy this line and paste that in there, but there is a specific thing, which is the enemy turn. Okay, so our attack function is to get at least one value, at least the enemy turn, and I believe it's the only value that I need. So let's just copy paste this. So X in here, pasta in that, Actually, I believe the enemy turn is set up in the other place, so I probably don't need that. Let's just copy pasta in there to see. So there you go. Now this enemy turn is something that I have made in... No. This could probably be a freaking for each or a for cycle, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I have enemy turn. Yeah, I don't even need to pass out this value to the function. So attack player. There you go. Do I have any other thing that I need to worry about? So I have damage the character, which triggers the damage animation. Now there is the end of the turn, which is triggered when the enemy has completed the attack animation. Parry it if our character has successfully hit a parry. Element checker. Wait a second. Oh, okay, this is the parry feature to stun the enemies. Okay. So, we have our attack player, which is what matters. Yeah, I will optimize later. Yes, in very, very specific quotes. Yes. As I like to say, my future me can handle it. So, my present me, I actually don't care too much, but the future me will optimize it. Don't worry, don't worry. And that's how games like Cyberpunk are born. Yeah. Don't worry, this game will be perfect without any bugs, I hope. Not actually confirmation, because there are always gonna be bugs, but we release the game when it's ready, so yeah, that's only gonna happen in that point. Game is ready and release when it's ready. So get parent. Get parent, this is to apply the damage. We don't want to do that right now, we want to check first a simple value, and that value will be... so the player controller has the value that I want to access. Let's just check when we start the game. So we have speed, max HP, max stamina, MP, mana points, mana change, XP change. Oh, we don't have that. So we have to add a new variable into our player controller. Should we? Yes, we need to do that. Yes, we need to do that. So this new value will be the evasive, or no, we don't need it. We don't need to do that. We just need to access directly to the save data, which contains our skill points, including the speed, vitality, so on and so forth. Yeah, I just need to access the game manager, which contains the values for the save data, which is the game manager that contains our evasion, and now we have access to our values. Yes, the 25 evasion points. So I don't even need to create trash in our player controller. No more trash that it already has. Let's just do the right thing and ignore that we have seen that. Yes. So we have access to that. Let's just copy that because I'm lazy and I don't want to make spelling mistakes. Copy. There you go. Game manager is a singleton, so we have access in every single script in our game, so don't worry. So what I want to do first off is create a random value. So var miss hand. And this value will be equals to, let's just say, a random value. And now I have forgot how to create random values. A simple thing in here. So into the Godot documentation. So Godot random, something simple like that. Random is probably random range, but to do this correctly, let's just check that. Random range, of course it is. So I have a very good memory, but random range, I want to do it properly. I want to do a random range from two values. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Random. So I have a random f range. It could be a random f. Really? Okay. But I actually want in integers, because why not? Because why not? But that's probably gonna... okay, let's just go with it. Why not? So we have an integer. Let's go back to our where we were in here. Before we can calculate the miss random, we need to get a value to the probability that we need to make the random thing. It didn't make sense. Of course it not. So let's just do it and hopefully you all understand. So we need to calculate the value between the endurance that we have and the enemy speed. Because the relation between the speed and our it's not endurance, it's evasion. So it's our evasion skill points, and that I'm going to first pick up the enemy, not the element. I want the value that our enemy has, so JSON data, enemy turn, enemy name. So there you go. I'm going to copy paste this, and I don't want enemy name, parry time. Yes, let's just copy that. Let's just var. Let's just check variable name for this. Maybe something. Let's just give it a name. Miss probability. There you go. And the miss probability will be equals to the enemy speed divided by this, the game manager stats evasion. And with this we have what we want. So with this, let's just do basic maths with a calculator. With a basic math, let's just check if our enemy has 50 divided by 25, of course it's going to 2, which is a 50-50 chance to get it or to miss. So in miss hand we should now do that, exactly that, which is a random value. I want to do the random range, not divide. So from 2, I want this. Range from 1 to the miss probability. There you go. Right? What do you want? An error. Parse error. Error parsing expression misplaced. Handy range isn't declared in current class. Handef then. Alright. Now I'm starting to get annoyed. Method description. I have a method for this. Handef range. It's a Godot thing. Int handy. I was in the C# documentation. No, I were not. I was in the wrong place. No, I believe I'm in the correct place. So random number generation. In the random number generation, random.randomize. So random integers between 0 and 59. Oh, I need to divide it anyway, so that's annoying. That's annoying. But that works. Hand range. So the hand range works. Hand range. So in the C#, no. Anyway, it's done. It's what matters. So I have the hand range between 1 and whatever the probability is. And if miss hand equals to 1, then it means it's miss. And if it says missed, then it will damage our character, but with 0. With 0. Do I want to miss or not? Okay. Okay, now I'm not gonna call the damage. I'm gonna call another method. That method will left our character in idle because we don't have an animation for miss. Doesn't matter, it can stay idle. It's no problem. It's fine. A lot of turn-based games do that. It's just a miss thing. But if it's not miss, so I'm going to do a else, then it makes the attack. Now, before I do that, we need to test it, of course. So I'm going to do a print, right? Print, and I want to print miss. Miss. There you go. Miss. Let's just test what happens, shall we? Are you French? No, we are Portuguese. We are Portuguese with a strong accent. I know. Not only that, as a Portuguese, I'm also has a strong accent because I'm from the north regions. So yeah, even my Portuguese has a strong accent, so yeah. So let's just test the feature if it's working or not, right? So we have a print thing which shows our stats, and let's just see. When we load the game, somewhere around in the end is evasion 25. So we have evasion 25. Let's just go back to the end of this. I probably should stop this print of the enemy's path, but let's just ignore that. Why not? Who cares? So, combat mode. Let's just attack. Attack again. Why you don't miss? Have I done something wrong? Okay, I know why. So, this should be above. So if the miss run is higher than 1, then no, it should be higher or lower. Lower or equals to 1. Because this random range is probably doing a random range in floats. So it will never be equals to 1. So, let's just do an attack. There you go. Please, do a miss, do a miss, do a miss. Come on, do a miss. Why you don't miss? Do you even miss, bro? Now it starts to be annoying. So, debugging time. Debugging time. So let's just search somewhere. First off, I want to get rid of these prints of path nodes and whatnot. These prints are... Where these prints are? It's a good question. Path target. Found it. Easy. So these prints are now gone. Be gone. And we have other prints, which is the damage. So let's just go back to here. I have the prints in the player. I have the prints in the AI controller, or I have the prints in the combat controller. The prints for the damage. That's a good question. So I don't have it in here. I don't have it in here, which is the attack thing, attack function. I don't have it in here. So I probably have it in here. Probably. I have a run range. I have a run range example way better than the freaking thing that I have done, so yeah. Maybe looking to the past work will make things easier. So instead of doing all of this thing, I could just do this in here. And the values that I will do in here, which will be the... So game manager, stats evasion, so this which should be lower, and this, so this plus this, the speed of our enemies, the speed of our enemies. There you go. Now I don't need any of these things in here. There you go. Can our moderators delete that thing from admin bar? So moderators, check on that. Do your thing. Yes, if you want to promote your work, enter on our Discord channel. We have a Discord. You can promote your stuff in there. There's a free promotion section, so enjoy that. Now, we have this thing. I actually want to see this value. So let's just print this. Yeah. So I need a var and equals to this. And I want this value to be in here. So hand, come on. Hand. This. And I want to print this hand. Hand. There you go. Let's just see if that is calculating properly. So that is the attacks thing, yes, and why did you do this? Invalid operations bool and floating operator. Bool and float? Okay, I know why. Is this thing. Of course. No. Now it should not annoy me. So, restart the game. Let's go. Do the thing. Attack. It's not... It's missing! But it's attacking! But it's missing! It's missing and applying the thing anyways. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So, we have 2 attacks from our enemies. Let's just attack again. We got 2 attacks. Receive another attack, receive another. But it has missed at one time. Wait a second. Godot things. Godot things. Right? It's that? It was that the problem? Or not? Do a miss, please. No, it wasn't. He's triggered the missing thing, but he's not missing. Why you always do the attack even though you miss? Have I applied the thing in the right place? So if you see a value below 25, you should see a miss. But the enemy attacks anyways. Okay, I need to restart the game again. Because she dead. She very dead. She very dead. So. There was a miss, but I get the damage anyway. Not slightly dead, yeah. It's very, very dead. Now we need more debugging. I don't need this anymore because I know it's getting inside the miss thing. What I can check is if the random value is below or if the random value is higher. Than the evasion values, then it should apply the attack, and then we can even shorter even more our code. I want still to print the miss. No, I don't want to print miss. I don't need to print miss anymore, because I know that. I actually go do that, because what I'm going to do is do a return, so we don't do any more. So return and do a print miss. Now it tries to apply the damage, and that's a problem because he always triggers that thing. I don't know why. What's happening? It doesn't make sense. Yes, they both miss and still apply the damage anyway. They both miss but apply the damage anyway. So we need to check again in that place, right? So the enemy will attack if the stun effect is below 1, right? So only the text is getting triggered Wait a second. No, but he runs the animation as well, so it's not only the text. It's not only the text. Because check the bar and the output. So I'm attacking, get damaged, and no miss. Let's try again. Get damaged, and 2 misses. So it's still getting damage and not applying the misses. What's going on? What is going on? End of turn. In here, maybe? Get parry hit. No, it's not in here. Parent and turn, no. It should be in here. So, if it's the end of the enemy's turn, parry hit, and if our character has hit the parry, then it applies the stun effect to our enemies. The parry hit falls. It increases the stamina points to our character. Checks the maximum value. End of turn. Yes. It's in here. Why the hell are you triggering the animation? Easy Fault, thank you for a follow. Thank you very much. And see you next week. Nice. So, we have an attack function. This is the only way it can enter this function. The attack player. It will do a random calculation, which is the random thing to see if the enemy can damage our character. and then it will get parent damage. Or not, it cannot damage our character. So the gets parent damage, the parent is the player controller, which is called the damage thing, which plays the take damage. Why? What's going on? Alright, now I'm starting to not understand this very much. So instead of this, I'm going to do an else. I'm going to print miss, and I'm going to call this damage thing, but different. When we damage our character, we also do the parry time, because why not? We can perform a parry, we can call the element checker, doesn't matter, who cares. What I want is in here, the enemy turn attack, which is the value that we get in here, the attack, to see how much. No, it's just a return quick. Okay, this is the value to get how much damage it should apply to our character. This will be 0. 0, 0, 0. But if I do that, perhaps turn line 72, 74 into a function. They are already inside a function, so what gives? They are just calling a function itself, so damage, it's the same thing. But thank you for the tip, Dwarf Ninja. Dwarf Ninja, that's an awesome nickname. I like it. Especially for a game that has dwarfs. This is something that I haven't talked, because it's a faction race thing in the world. So we have humans against dwarfs, against elves, against demons, against frost things, and electric things, yeah, all kinds of monsters. We might implement a Dwarf Ninja in our game. Wink wink, nudge nudge. So, we have in here this, so damage. But if I don't call the attack, the enemy is never going to attack anyway. They never call these enemies attack function, and if not call the attack function, is they are never going to perform the play quick attack and heavy attack. Am I applying this in the right place? Is this code in the right place? I'm confused. Visible confusion. I'll tell you your own code. Stumping Up, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. We really appreciate. And if you want to see more progress in our game, join us next week, same time, Saturday, at 6 p.m. London, Lisbon time. GMT, I believe we are in GMT 0 right now, or GMT +1. I don't know. It's Lisbon, London time. So, visible confusion in your own code. That's always great. Fantastic. Now, where are we? The enemy is always going to attack. They are always performing the attack animation. So, why you do that? Why you do that? So they attack or they do the stun. Yes. And if they attack, wait a second, no. They attack, and after they attack, they should end their turn, right? In the end of turn, yes, in the end of turn, they end their turn, enemy turn +1, right? And the end of turn is triggered by the end of the animation. Of the enemy, of course. Enemy turn, end of turn. And the end of turn, where are you calling the end of turn? So inside here, end of turn. The end of turn is triggered at the end of the animation somewhere. And I'm triggering it inside combat controller, probably. Where are you? Parents, no. Parents, no. End of turn, end of turn. I'm doing that with a trigger. Visible confusion. I don't understand why you still do the attack even though I call it miss. Why? So let's just go from the start, right? We have the thing that's going to check if our character is aced or not. If it's our character turn, then we can select. We'll show the UI, of course, and it's going to be in this loop. If it's not our character turn, so the character turn is reading here. Parent end of turn. No, this is the end of turn. Our character turn is in the get input, and this is to give haste to our character. So it is the character turn in this point, but we'll read that in the get input, and in get input we apply our actions, blah blah blah. Apply our actions. We attack the enemies. The UI is now hidden. Enemy selector if we have multiple enemies, whatnot, and after that get input. Then we verify if our character still has haste, which is not because it has performed an action. It's not is our character's turn because we have performed an action again, and we have enemies. So start the enemy turns, and we'll go in here we check if the enemy turn is maxed out or it's 5, because we have a limit of 5 enemies per combat. If 6 enemies were present, the other enemy were to go off screen, and then after one enemy dies, then that extra enemy joins the battle. Cool feature, cool mechanic. It's already working perfectly. Now, the thing that's not working is, okay, it's the end of turn. Parent got haste again, so it could attack again. Anyways, doesn't matter. What matters is the else, which is the enemy turns. The enemy turn, we are going to check if the enemy turn is false, the enemy turn can't move, and the enemy turn it's not in the end of turn, and the enemy turn is alive. And then we check if we are not stunned. If we are stunned, remove, and then we check if we are in the end of turn. And the end of turn, there's the element checker For some... the element checker is to apply stun effect to our enemy. Stamina regen. This is to take off stamina points to our character. Enemy turn false. Yes, there you go. The enemy turn now it's false, and it's not gonna trigger this, which is going to go to the end of turn, another enemy, another round, because enemy turn +1. It has to attack in here though. It has to attack in here. So print. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. Let's just comment this. Enemy attack. Now, you should not perform the animation or the attack. Yes? It's working. No, you don't enter in that, so you of course is going to be in a infinite loop because, well, the turn is never gonna end because the enemy never attacks. The thing is, I can call the enemy to attack in here, of course I can do it in here. Ah, now I understand why. The enemy never attacks, then it enters in an infinite loop, which is going to trigger, to never triggers the end of turn. And then it's always calling the probability, and then maybe it's that? Maybe it's that? It's probably that? It's very probably that? I may have found a way to make this work. So if he misses, he should call the enemy attack anyways, but not apply any damage. Let's just do another thing in here, because why not? Instead of miss, it's attack. So my keyboard is broken, but it still works. Let's just see. Are you going to work? Are you going to work? Are you going to work? So, 2 attacks. Get a miss. 1 miss. It's working! Yeah! It's working! It's working. See? It says miss. Miss. Attack. Miss. Miss. 2 miss. It didn't apply damage to our character. Yes. I have found the issue and I have fixed it. Yes. Yes indeed. We can now go to the next stage, shall we? So, the attack thing, I don't need the print anymore. This miss will be replaced to a special function inside the player controller, which is going to override the thing that shows the damage, but instead of showing damage, it will show miss. Hallelujah! Yes, finally, we have resolved this issue. Even background music's on the trio funds. Yes, that's a very good soundtrack. It's always, it's even on point with the result. They knew. They really knew. And hi, the Mr. H. I believe it's the first time that you talk in chat, so welcome back to our stream. They are always watching the bourgeoisie. Kill the pigeons! Kill all the pigeons! That's a joke we have. So, now that our enemies are missing the attack, we should show that missing thing in our character. So going to the player controller, we have this indicator that indicates the damage. I'm going to do something else, which is another function. Another function. And in this function, I'm gonna do a function and miss indicator, because yeah, it's going to indicate miss. And miss indicator, let's just copy this, copy pasta, without the damage, because we don't want that. Probably this stop, true, and 60 is doing the same thing. But anyways, the important thing is display. Display HP damage. We are going to go to the indicator, which is a prefab that we have done. Yes, I'm calling a prefab and not a node, even though it's a node. It's a tick that I have from the developing in Unity. I swear I'm not a music. Okay. The chat is starting to be weird, but okay. Just be careful. Now, let's go to this indicator animation player. The indicator is a node that I have prefabricated. Yes, Unity concept. Where is it? Indicators. Indicators. Yes, indicators. 2D, because I want to edit this animation player. I want to create a new animation. And this animation will be called, as you have guessed, Miss. Yes, it is. Now, we need to add some tracks, so I probably do something like... Yeah, I need to access the indicator. In the indicator, I'm going to copy this rect position, self-modulate, modulate. Okay. So there is something in the code that I need to change anyways. But now let's just copy what I have in here to our animation miss. So the rect position is to move our character. So let's just select indicator, add track, property track. We select the label in here, so indicator, and rect position. And now the position, what values do I have in others? So in here I have minus 50, minus 75. Okay. Now in here I insert a key on 0 and I insert a key in 0.5 in minus 75. Right? Right? No, wrong. Right, because, yeah, wrong. It's on 0.5 and not 1 second. Now, the second thing is to modulate to become transparent and disappear. So track property, indicator, modulate, is modulate, insert key somewhere around in here, and insert another key to disappear. And this last key, I will set the alpha to 0. There you go. So this indicator disappears. More. 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 Self-modulate. Self-modulate. It's the color, alright. So let's add another thing. Self-modulate. Indicator. Self-modulate. And now I'm going to ask chat, what's the proper color that I'm going to show in the miss indicator? Should be red as the damage or should be another color? What color should I put in here? Gray? White, gray, red. What colors should I choose? Well, because it's the damage, maybe red. We are saying a neutral color. Breath of the Wild brain cells tell me that. Actually, I don't know. Breath of the Wild shows miss and damage? Do I have a fish brain to don't remember that mechanic of my favorite game of all time? Well, let's just try grey then. Somewhere around this color, maybe. This, more or so. Right? Apply the gray, this color. There is one last thing that I'm going to add, which is the indicator. I have the text. I'm going to insert key, and in this text I'm going to change it to miss. There you go. Miss. And the animation. It's probably nice. It's probably nice. Wait, it doesn't got damn dyslexia. Yeah, sometimes I got that too. It could be red to say itself. Anyways, the color doesn't matter. What matters is it should work, right? So let's go to Godot. No, I want scripts. Playercontroller. I want to run the animation miss. Save it. I'm going to call this miss indicator in the combat controller. So in here, after I run the attack animation in the enemy, I should also get parent dot miss indicator. There you go. The miss print is no longer useful. Let's just try it, shall we? So. Quick attack. Damage. Quick attack. Miss. Yes. Do you see that? It's properly working as intended. Come on, do some misses. It's a 50-50 change, come on. 50-50 change. There you go. It does look good in grey. Well, if you say so. Let's just stay it in grey then. The thing that I'm worried about is the miss change. It's not missing a lot. Or maybe it's yeah, it's missing a lot. The player was unlucky previously, so The fun thing is that if the attack is a miss one, Scarlet will not have the chance to parry the attack anyway. That's a thing that I'm noticing right now. So attack, attack. See? In the miss, when the enemy has attacked Scarlet, it was a miss attack. It didn't appear the prompt for the parry. So, the music has stopped, which means we are streaming for more than 1.5 hours. Should I ask chat? Do I continue the stream or end it as planned? Do we address this parry thing? Do we leave it for another time? Do I restart music? Maybe? Maybe? Alright. Ooh. Ori and the Blind Forest. Soundtrack was the next on it. Ooh. But I haven't played this game yet. I know it's sad. I want to play it. Let's just restart the Seasons After Fall OST, because yes, that's one the game that I have presented in the start. There you go. That's always a good start for a soundtrack. How long have you been working with Godot? Probably 1 year, 1.5 years. For how long our group, because we are not registered as a company, so calling us a studio. Yes, we are a studio. Why not? We are working for 1.5 years? Probably. But I don't work regularly on Godot. This is actually the first project that I do in Godot. So yeah, I'm still learning. I've also done a lot of projects in Unity, some projects in Unreal. Some of them are published. It's, yeah. Let's just say they are itch.io published. Some alpha concepts and whatnot, game jams. And yeah, those types of projects. We gonna be 2 years old next year on February. Really? 2 years? 2 years in this project? Holy! I have also developed the prototype for this game in JavaScript using the P5 library. That was hell. That was literally hell. I don't want to program games in JavaScript. Yes, they are nice to implement in web-based games, but let's just be using a game engine. Game engines are nice. Game engines are done for creating games. So yeah, I have some workarounds in other engines. I have tried and played around with constructs, RPG Maker, like everyone else. CryEngine when I was starting. Very, very long years, like 2012 or something like that. More game engines. I don't know. I don't remember any particular game maker, of course. And others. So yes, Alpha of Eksauria, you can play it on itch.io, and Redrun, another game that we have worked with in our studio. It's developed in Unity. It's a horror 2D platform pixel game. So you can try it out in our ugs.itch.io. We have our two published games, like two published alpha games, because they are in alpha. And check that out. So, let's just do the parry. And yes, our marketing girl, sorry, I'm not playing the RE soundtrack. Sorry for that. I don't want to be spoiled, even in the soundtrack. I want to experience the music inside the game, like in the world where it is. Which is a nice thing. So, the miss is working, everything is working. Of course, it's not everything working, but let's just ignore that. The future me can deal with all the other bugs. What I want is... the parry feature. So, when we start the parry feature, we need to start to take damage. That's a problem. The parry feature only works on the take damage. And I will explain in here. So, when we start the damage function, which is the damage attack that we do, there is the HP, right? It starts to take damage, and only when we start to take damage, we can parry. Modifier -1 or XP, parry true, else, visible true. This is the parry thing. Really? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's not playing on the take damage, the parry thing. So, even if it's a miss, I can still make it parable, let's just say. So, I have the miss indicator, right? It plays the miss thing. Now, I can still give the player the chance to parry. So, the damage, I don't care about this. What I care is this in here. Parry count equals to parry counter. There's also this thing, stamina parry. This game data, whatever. Doesn't matter. This is to do that. Yes. Okay, let's just do the right thing. Probably not. And copy pasta. So, yes, it's pasta code. It's something that I should not do. But I'm going to do it anyways, because future me can deal with that. And the parry count equals parry counter. Of course, it's going to errors. Come on. Parry counter. Parry counter. In the damage. Parry counter. Okay, this should get the parry counter as well. What do you want? You want the enemy modifier as well? Oh, to do the parry. Check if I can parry or not. Okay, I'm going to give you the element modifier as well. This is not the correct way to program. Well, if it works, it works, so if it works, it's probably good. It's better than non-working, but yeah, you should create a special function to activate the parry thing, even if it's a damage or miss attack. I could do this in here. I could do this in different ways. I could just call the damage thing, see if the damage was 0. If the damage was 0, then I could call the miss thing. If not, I could call the damage thing and take damage. Anyway, I have done this way, so this way it is. And let's just check if everything is fine. Probably is. Let's just go back to the controller, attack player, call the inside the attack player, when we call the miss, let's just call the correct things, which is not this, but this. So, miss indicator gets the parry timings for our enemy and the enemy element to check if our character can parry or not. Let's just test it. And before testing, I want to have 100% chance to parry at least the imp, so I'm going to increase this to 50. Don't annoy me. So, 50 plus 50. Wait a second. If the evasion is 50 and the imp is 52... Okay, maybe I have a logic. Alright, now I understand. Now I understand why I didn't see more misses. Because he is always gonna have a chance to miss anyways. And have the range between the evasion and this. If I do this 50 plus 50, this is going to always have a chance to miss anyway. Okay, no, it's alright. It's alright. So let's put 500. There you go. Now the percentage to miss is negligible. Let's just say the enemy is going to have a very minuscule chance to not miss, to hit the player. So let's just check it. Right? Come on. Perform a miss. Perform a miss. Oh. Of course, it's not gonna work as we wanted. Even the music becomes sad. Even the music knows. So, the parry count equals to counter, and the element modifier applies the thing. Else visible equals true. Parry miss true. So this becomes visible. Now let's just go up, up, up and see this thing. Now the enter visible equals true only when we are in the correct frame. But yeah, we are reading the animated sprite frame. We are not reading the frame itself. Oh, maybe I understand the... No. But if you miss the parry, it should go invisible again in here. So, to make sure, I'm just gonna start the animation when we do the miss thing. But not the take damage. Or maybe we do. Let's just do the take damage. Why not? Let's just see if it works on take damage. Yes, it works. Now, if it's playing the take damage animation, it works. Why if I put the idle animation? Oh, I understand now. Parry feature. Take damage. Why am I calling the parry feature on take damage? why am I doing that? Okay, let's just... I'm going to break the game. I know I'm not... I know, I can feel it. I'm going to break the game, but I'm going to do it anyways. I need to do it. Play animation idle battle. I need to do it. So, play battle. I need to do it. Okay. What I did nothing. It stayed the same. For some reason. And the enter 2 never becomes false. Again, for some reason. Parry count and parry miss. Parry miss? Parry miss false. Where parry miss becomes true. So let's just analyze our code. The silent anxiety, it's super in this one, cries. Introspective moments of a program. Yes. Yes, it did. So we do the parry true, parry miss true. So we activated the parry miss true, and the parry we can parry if we have the correct thing. Is it like that? Yes, it is. So parry miss true, and parry equals true because I can parry the imp. This becomes visible. So this is true, this is true, this is visible. And we are in the idle animation. Right. Now the round starts, blah blah blah, enemy attacks, and then we enter in the parry feature. Am I an idiot? Now I'm going to break the game, because it's going to perform the parry anyways. It's not even doing nothing. Let's analyze what's happened. So, we have parry true, right? Or not? No, parry is not true. Can or cannot be true, but parry miss is true. So to enter this, parry miss should be always true. And then there's always a time when parry miss equals false. Parry miss false. Parry miss false. Parry miss true or parry miss false. Parry miss true equals false. Ooh. Let's just change this, right? Let's just change this. I'm going to change this to... Let's just comment this thing. Comment it, and I'm going to get it in parry miss. Hello there, CPD Sip. Welcome to our stream. Whoa, so epic coding session? Yes, it is. Epic. Yes, it is. What's up, man? Hello there. You can call me Cado. It's the name I go by, the programmer. So, how's going? So, I have updated this to Perimis. Let's just check if there's something here that's going to broke because of that. So I have a Perimis false in here. I have a Perimis false in here, which is the end of the animation. But then it calls to take damage. There's a problem. I don't want you to call this. Okay, I'm seeing the future, which is setting the damage to 0. He is going to call this take damage. Apply the thing correctly. Thank you. Now he do the miss, but he do this as well. He do this. He does this if he takes. Now I'm annoyed because I'm going to need to change everything in here. Parry miss false, parry false, take damage. Miss, no parry. This misses because of the parry, if he misses the parry, alright? It's not the miss thing we are working right now. So, he's going to call the take damage, right? With the damage that we have applied in here, in the damage thing. Right. Now, if I want to do this, HP whatever, damage equals to the MG, I can check if the DMG equals or is higher than 0, which means there is damage to be done, take damage, else play idle animation. And then there's the parry counter, counter. There is the element modifier, whatever, there is the parry thing. Alright, now he's doing the take damage or the idle battle. Good. At the end of the thing, he's going to call the take damage in here, right? Parry, I don't know if this will work or not. Anyways, inside the take damage, inside take damage, I'm going to check a thing, which is if DMG, again, if DMG is bigger than 0, then you can do everything from here. else you call the miss indicator. And the miss indicator doesn't need this, the miss indicator only needs to indicate this. Now, the damage will be anyway 0 or whatever, doesn't need any of that. Okay, let's just delete that. Miss indicator, I can do the same thing for damage indicator, so... Can I? Yes, I can. So, thank damage indicator, and he gets a DMG, and he gets this. There you go. Right? Of course, I need to call it in here. Damage indicator, DMG. So we have the indicators in here for damage or miss. Miss indicator, take damage, damage indicator, health, whatever. Combat controller. Now, you don't call this thing the miss indicator, you call this thing. You call our character to get damage, but the damage will be 0 because it's miss. And we are performing the attack on the enemy anyways. It's going to be a miss because it's 0, right? It's 0, element checker, whatever. The element is useful to check the parry thing. JSON data, it's for parry timings, yes. And now get on the player thing. Now, this could still broke. So you can store a reference to your nodes at the top using on ready var animation player equals combat indicator animation player. So this lessen the clutter as well as you're not calling get node on every call. So you can store a reference to your nodes at the top using onReady. Yes, in here. So you don't use a get node. Yep, I understand what you are doing now. Yes, I can do that. It's a reference to the object. It's the same concept we use on Unity to not be doing every single time the get component on find the object of type or whatever. Yes, it's a more optimizing way to do things, and I should do it. But right now, I'm going to test the thing. Let's test the thing. Let's test that. Okay, there is a slight problem. I'm seeing in here. So that ZP is optimizing things. It's something standard in every engine, but because I'm lazy, I'm doing always get node, get parent and whatever. So get parent or get whatever. So let's just focus on this so I don't get lost. He's doing the animation in here, but he's not restarting the animation. How do I... Can I do stop? Is this going to restart the animation? I can do the same thing I do to this, so 6 equals 0. I can do the same thing, animation play 6 0. Okay, maybe I should do the 6 0 as well. I don't know if this is doing the same thing or not. Let's just check that, why not? I believe it's working. Didn't see anything, any problems, I say. So let's just bump down this evasion thing. Let's just say 50-50 equals a chance of 2, 25. Okay, the way I'm doing the calculations for evasion is quite not the thing. So a 50-50 chance will be 50 plus 50 from the other. Okay, 50-50 chance. It's not quite what I wanted, but yeah, 50-50 should work. It's a 50-50 chance to parry or not. And to know that we have missed the attack or not, I can do this in here, which is again introducing our print miss. This is just to make sure that we are parrying and missing and miss attack is happening, because if we parry an attack, the indicator of miss attack will not show. So let's just check that. Yes, it has worked. See, I parried an attack that was a miss attack. Let's just test again. Parry again, parry again. None of those attacks were a miss. Or were? The second was a miss? Probably. Let's just do an attack again. So we are 525. Let's just see if we get a miss or not. Okay, we got a miss, but we didn't have stamina enough to do parry. So yeah, 2 misses. Ah, I missed the parry. So we have 5-5. I'm going to attack him. I have parried and was a miss. I believe it's working. I believe it's working. Not a bug. Not a bug. Yes, it's working properly now. Using in the player controller, using in that if the parry miss, I thought that was going to be a problem. Well, it isn't. It isn't a problem, because it turns the parry miss to false in here, because it's going to always trigger this end animation. And this miss becomes false in here, but doesn't become false in here. But this parry becomes true, which is not gonna enter in here, I believe, right? Yes, if it's true, it doesn't enter in here, which already triggers a false parry. Yes, I believe it's done. So I can delete this comment. Let's just clear this. Try again, because It's always cool to try again. Lencius, thank you for the follow. We are streaming next week in the same time, so Saturday, 6 PM GMT, London and Lisbon time. So if you have some time and want to see some Eksauria development on some Let's Play from analyzing other games to use as reference for ours, indie games, of course, as always. Our love for indie games are eternal. But thank you for the follow. I hope to see you in the future. So let's just try it. Oh, now we can show the stream, the feature of another enemy joining the battle. So, that enemy was patrolling and now detected the player, collided with the player and entered the battle and they reorganized their positions. It's a very cool feature. Very nice combat system and organizing and everything. It can go up to 5 enemies and if there is more than 5 enemies, those enemies go off screen and when one of them dies, then the enemies off screen join the battle. A cool system, But right now we are testing the miss feature, so let's just focus on the output and verify if there is a miss by our enemies and if there is a miss if I have hit the parry correctly. There you go. 2 successful parries and 1 miss in the output. The parry is working even if the enemy attacks us with a miss. Well, let's just do a normal combat without parrying, miss, minus 10 damage. So minus 5, miss. The chance of missing is 50-50% right now because 50 evasion, 50 speed. There you go. That is doing a lot of miss actually. There you go, it was luck. But it's 50-50. It's 50-50. If you check the value, so evasion is 50, the enemy speed is 50, the code, if we go to when we apply that chance, which is in combat controller, when we call the attack player, we see the random range which go from 0 to 100, which is the evasion plus the enemy speed goes to 100. Verifies if the random number is higher than the evasion, which is higher than 50. 100 higher than 50 is a 50 chance. There you go. It's a 50-50 calculation. Actually, it's higher because it contains the 0. There you go. Now it's a perfect 50-50 equation. Now it's perfectly 50-50. There you go. I'm used to the random range from C#, which doesn't consider the last number that you indicate. So if you put 0 to 50, it will do a random from 0 to 50 to 49. We don't want that. We want to calculate the 50 as well. So 1 to 50. There you go. Now it's a 50-50 chance. There you go. Of course, this is balancing. So we don't want our character to be always performing a miss. Realistically, let's just say to do a 50-50% of doing a miss on our character, we should invest 50 levels in our evasion just to have the 50-50 chance to do a miss, which is a lot. So balancing will be done later, but there you go. It's done. Now I could do the optimizing thing that the Dwarf Ninja has proposed let's indicate, what's the better word? Imagine to do English. Suggested, there you go. I could do that. Probably not. I'm lazy right now. So it's 8 o'clock right now in my country. I have to go dinner very soon. We have streamed for over 2 hours. So again, the game that we are listening right now, the soundtrack is Seasons After Fall. My recommendation for you to play. It's a very short game. For like, you can beat it in 4 hours, like 100%. Beat the game, which is cool. So if you don't have nothing to do this night, you can try that. Even though it's not our game, it's someone else's, someone's studio, people that we don't even know. Well, at least I have enjoyed the game, so you can try it. Pretty cool. It's actually have the elements thing that we have in our game. So instead of being elements, it's by seasons, but seasons still has the element thing in it, which is summer is more warm, winter is more icy, so more cold, spring is windy, so on and so forth. So autumn, I don't remember autumn, but it applied something else. But we have 4 elements, which is representing the 4 seasons. So you can try it out. Let's raid someone. We could raid someone. Yes, we could. The question is, how do we raid someone? That's the big question. Well, you can do the outro, and when we are in the outro, we can check how we can raid the game. But to finish this stream, let's just make the soundtrack more silent. There you go. So to end the stream, I'm going to thank you very much to join our beautiful stream for the devlog of Eksauria, development of Eksauria. The devlog will be posted on YouTube, so you can check our YouTube as well. We share our highlights and stream logs, so you can have the VOD of this stream on YouTube and on Twitch as well, in here. Check our website, ugs.pt. Join our Discord. Please join our Discord. We have over 100 members. Thank you very much to you all. We are very active on our Discord. So if you have any questions that you want to do in our game, studio, or wherever, you can do it. And see you next time. Bye bye.